Hi, I'm Ember Burns, and as of lately, you've seen me floating around attached to a project called Flowers 2 by Phil Stevens. I wanted to tell you my story. In September of 2017, I saw that Phil Stevens was getting ready to cast for Flowers 2. Being a lover of the first film, I really wanted to be a part of this project. So I messaged him and said if there was any way that I could be a part of it, I would enjoy submitting to be a part of his movie. So he said that I could pick a role, and I picked a smaller flower role. So there I was casted in Flowers 2. Fast forward to Easter of 2018. Phil had requested that we do flower-like photos. So the premise of his movie is girls that have been murdered trying to figure out how they were murdered. And they're all in white dresses, very dirty, of course, dead looking. So he requested flower-like photos. So I did them with a makeup artist in our backyard on Easter of 2018, and when I submitted them to Phil, he was so blown away that he offered me the lead flower, which is the last flower, the biggest scene of the entire movie. So, of course, I accepted. This was a really big honor. The first movie was really wonderful, and again, I really wanted to be a part of it. So I started promoting that day that I was lead of the movie, and Phil also promoted that day that I was lead in the movie. Then he requested my modeling photos so that he could promote me throughout fundraisers and different platforms to raise money so that we could film the movie. I sent them all over to him, and he started promoting me. I did interviews with a couple different people, of course talking about the lead role that I had just accepted, and continuously pushed the fundraiser and everything along those lines. I had a couple backers put some money in, and even one backer donated almost $750 for myself and two other ladies involved in the project. Phil and his wife say that the first campaign with our photos failed and that no money was raised. But I have had backers personally come to me stating that they donated for me and certain ladies in the film. So that's not a fail. We raised money in the first wave. People have told us different things, that Phil has used the money for personal use and that he's used the money for his film, and we don't know the truth. We would like to know the truth, because we were part of the first fundraiser and promoted as being a part of the film. We would like to know where the money went that was raised for us to film in Flowers 2. So every couple months from 2017 till 2019, September of this year, I have kept in contact with Phil, making sure that the project was still going and that I was reassuring him that I still very much wanted to be a part of the film. And he said, yes, we're gonna film this time and we're gonna film that time. He gave me specific months. I blocked off months. I couldn't accept any other roles in that time because I wasn't given specific film dates. And then when it came time to film for Flowers, it was pushed back due to budgeting or some other, mishap or something along those ways that came up. Understandable, it happens in indie film. So I then reassured Phil, yes, I still want to work on this project and I want to stay with Flowers 2 and keep the role. And I continued promoting. So then another campaign went on and more money was raised for the second blast of the film to go ahead and wrap everything up. And again, I checked in with Phil to make sure that I was still filming and reassuring him that I still wanted to be a part of this project. Then after I checked in with him in September of 2019, 2 days later, I saw that Phil had posted that the full movie had been wrapped. I was blown away because as the lead flower, the main role, I had not filmed a single scene for this movie. And I had been used for promotions and been promoted as the lead in this movie. I messaged Phil and asked him what was going on, and he said that due to budgeting, he couldn't film all of what he wanted and was asking ladies to film ourselves dying in different ways, and he was going to put them throughout the movie, and sent me a sample and added me to a backers group where he had already had this going on for months, and I had no idea of it. The whole time I was asking Phil if I was still filming, he had already decided that he was cutting out all the flower rolls and gave all the rolls to his wife. Understandable, and I'm not upset about that. I'm upset over the fact that I was told and promoted that I would be filming, and then I did not film for the movie. And I was led on to believe that I would still be filming. So I scanned the backers group, and as I said, I noticed that it had been going on for months, and many women had submitted stuff and are being put throughout this whole movie. So I then took to my Facebook page and tried not to out anybody. I was just very upset, and I told my story about what I just said, everything along these lines. When I went public with my story, that's when I was reached out by a couple other ladies who were told the same story, that they were the lead, they were promoted as the lead, funds were donated for them to film in this movie. They had the exact same story as me, and this was 5 women that came forth. I then made a second post and I outed Phil for this and wanted answers. He was not giving me answers in Messenger, and he was not answering any of the other ladies in Messenger either. When I finally was able to have any contact, it was through his wife, and she was just attacking me and wouldn't give me any straight answers and basically told me that I needed to suck it up. So since then, I am done pursuing Phil Stevens. I would still very much like my answers, as the other 5 ladies would like our answers to why this happened. Why were we used? Why did you just lie to us? In the long run, after we all discussed it, if you would have told us that you could not personally film us and would like us to make our own video submissions for the film, we would have gladly have done that, because we wanted to support Flowers 2 and we wanted to support Phil Stevens in his directing career. But we were lied to. So this is why we are angry. So my next step now is to raise awareness in protecting yourself as an independent artist. Most of us in the independent community don't have agents, and we know we're not going to make it onto major Hollywood productions, as much as we would love to be the lead in some huge movie. We know that we are very content filming our movies in the independent community, and we love our job, and we love our community, and we support one another. That's the best thing about being an artist in the independent community and being freelance, is the opportunity and the free will to pick and choose what projects you want to be a part of and what projects you want to back for the backers that support us that way also. Right now, my main goal is to raise awareness in protecting yourself as an independent artist. You are allowed to have an independent contract for yourself. You are doing an independent job, being paid or not paid, but your image is being used. Even if a director hands you a release form, you are allowed to hand that director your own release form. You can protect yourself, and you can protect yourself from this ever happening to yourself if you just follow simple little steps like that. Ask questions, definitely get everything in contract, in writing, in statement form. Definitely protect your images if you're sending them out to the directors. Copyright all of your images and everything that you possibly can. And don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Since I've come forward with my story, the amount of bashing that has come to me is insane. And it's women that are bashing me. I stand up for myself, and I speak for myself and the other ladies that have asked me to speak for us. And I have been called a whistleblower on this whole thing. But really, I'm not doing it to kick and scream. I very much would like the answers as the other ladies would, but really the main point here is protect yourself as an independent artist. Again, I'm Ember Burns, and thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope this kind of clears some stuff up.